Okay, there are 12 areas in the system of Kali, which is a Filipino martial art. And one of the first areas we start off is with the single stick. The single stick teaches us how to use different bladed weapons, whether they be thrusting weapons or cutting weapons like saber. And it also teaches us how to use the axe. In essence, we are taught to use any weapon that's in your hand, from a rolled-up newspaper or a magazine or banana stalk or bamboo or rattan stick or flat stick. There's just so many different systems in Kali, in Eskrima, that no two instructors will probably ever agree on the way the progression of the art should be. Even in the grip, some people like to hold it two hand spans and put their hand up here. I've even seen systems that hold style in the middle. But for the general purpose for a beginner, I like to teach my students to hold it one fist length, and it's here. So we learn to grab it like this. This is an exercise that we do. We grab it with the left hand and we roll here, so that we have enough room for the use of the puño, or the end portion of it, as well as the 3 to 6 inches that we use with the tip of the stick. Okay, many systems, they start off with footwork first, but I like to take the upper body first. Okay, I'm just using my assistants over here. I'm going to start on the coordination exercise, and there are many coordination exercises. Okay, the striking over here is first the downward figure 8. It's in an X pattern. So what we do is, in reality, we're really hitting the hand here. We're hitting the hand, we hit the hand, we hit the hand, and we hit the hand, then we hit it low, and then we hit it high. There are 3 ranges of combat, and the first range is a long range. That means that you clear the weapon, and you do not block at this range, but you try to strike the hand, or possibly you strike the elbow joint where the ulnar nerve is, or your funny bone is located. That's the range by coming out. The second range is middle range. That means that you can trap the weapon, whether it's on this side or whether it's on the opposite side. That means you can, okay, this is middle range. Okay. The puño range, if I can reach with the puño here, that means we're in close quarter. This is where all your throws come in, all your chokes, and all your strangles and things of that nature. So the first thing I'm going to start off is with the coordination exercise. It is at long range, because the real target, you are hitting the arm at all times. Okay? So you're going to follow an X pattern. The X will be here. So you do 5 for the training. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Low backhand, high backhand. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Low backhand, high backhand. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Low, high. Okay, that's the first coordination exercise, so that you learn the downward figure 8 pattern. The next coordination exercise we're going to do is what they call the upward figure 8. It still forms an X, and it goes upward, 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 upward. Low backhand, high backhand. Okay, once again, please. Okay, upward figure 8 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Low, high. There's 7 counts again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Low, high. One more time again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Low, high. In reality, she would hit my hand, she'd hit my hand, 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 and hit my hand. That is the second coordination exercise that I would like you to learn. Okay? The coordination exercises are necessary because before you go into combat, you should have the coordination. Okay? The next one is used as what we call is the abanico attack. In slow motion, you use strictly your wrist. This blow, as light as it seemed, I've seen it take out people, and causing them to go to the emergency hospital, and as many as 3 to 5 stitches or 7 stitches has been applied to the face after that thing hits. Okay, so the way we train, again, in slow motion again, your stick is up. The best thing to do is train on trees, but because there's no trees here, we're using the tree for the opponent. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And you put up your stick, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And they'll put up the stick, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They put up the stick, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's your third coordination exercise. Your next coordination exercise is going from the same abanico attack, but instead of doing it on the horizontal line like this, okay, you're going to go from the high inside to the low outside. High inside to the low outside. So it goes like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? Then your partner will do it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, if the staff or the stick was longer, it can go from the inside like this, 1, down here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, if it was long enough. The meaning behind this, these coordination exercises are very necessary because you're going to use them when you crash into close quarter. Okay, in other words, if she were to strike and I would perform what is called a rook block, this would be the horizontal attack in slow motion. Okay, and then you go low and high. Okay, if she were to strike again, this would be the diagonal horizontal attack going from inside to outside. It can also be applied when the blow is on the other side. That's wrist, ankle, wrist to ankle, wrist to knee, head. It just follows on the flow like this. So when we do it as a training coordination exercise, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Usually we do it in 7 counts. Okay, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, or it can be done this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, low, high. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, low, high. Now we're going to do all the coordination exercises together. Okay, the first coordination exercise again is a downward figure 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, low, high. The upward figure 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, low, high. The horizontal would tick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, low, high. The diagonal would tick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, low, high. These are the basic coordination exercises. There are others, but as a beginner, this is what we want to start with. Okay? Now let's talk about when we're not at long range. Okay? There are six basics that I like to familiarize you. Okay? I'm going to use my partner over here. And there are 12 basic angles of attack. And the numbering system in every Filipino martial art is different. So this numbering system is from the Lacansa system of Kali. Okay? The number 1 blow is delivered on the temple. The number 2 blow is delivered on the temple again. It's that diagonal blow. The number 3 hits the elbow joint where the ulnar nerve is, where the funny bone is. If it's not there, you'll probably hit the 7th or 8th or 9th rib cage. Okay? It could also be delivered on the hip. The number 4 angle is delivered on the elbow joint, or it goes into the 7th or 8th, 9th rib cage, or is delivered on the hip. The number 5 blow is palm up thrust, usually going all the way from groin to the belly button. So the number 6 is delivered either here into the heart region, or into the chest region where the sternum is, or into the throat region, or into the eye region. The number 7 is a vertical blow that comes down like this. The number 8 can be delivered low, but it can be delivered high also, to the throat or to the eye. Okay? The number 9 goes uppercut. The number 10 goes uppercut. The number 11 is delivered overhead. And the number 12 is a thrust that comes all the way up. Okay? I'm going to repeat that numbering system again. Okay? That is angle 1. Okay? Angle 2. Angle 3. Angle 4. Angle 5. Angle 6. Angle 7. Angle 8. Angle 9. Angle 10. Angle 11. And angle 12 is a thrust up. Again, there are many different numbering systems, but this is one of the numbering systems that we use at our academy. Okay, the numbering system is necessary for when the blow comes into the 1 segment and delivered here. If you're at long range, we hit the hand. Okay? If we're in middle range, we trap the hand. It is important because when you go in here and strike the rib cage, this stick will flow. So your hand position should be trapped here. This is very important. Just a very light. Okay. The basis of this is the stick can be delivered down to the wrist where the nerve is located, or it could be delivered to the bicep, or it could be used to deliver to the neck, or it could also be used in that same motion delivered to the punch when it comes out by turning the body so that you can come out. Okay? It can be delivered slashing up or striking up in this manner. Okay? Either to the crazy bone, okay? Either to the neck region, or either to the hand region. Okay? The blow can be delivered horizontal through and striking the man. Okay? It could also be delivered horizontal with a little, what we call watik motion to come back into that motion. Okay? It can also be delivered to the leg area. Also, it can be delivered to the back area where the occipital bone is located, or to the elbow joint where the nerve is over there on the ulnar nerve, which is delivered here. If the stick comes a little bit more in this angle here, it can be delivered into the eyeball. Okay? These are the basic. There are others. Also, we can defend is what we call the roof block. That's the roof block. We try to hit the hand in slow motion. It would be right here on the hand. But for training, we try to use on the stick, and the trap hand would be here. Okay? Then we have what is referred to as a high wing. That is your defense. Stick is pointed diagonally down, and again, your follow-up would be different. That would be one particular follow-up from one particular style. Or we can go directly into the abanico with tick, which you learn. Okay? Also, you can do what is referred to as the umbrella. That is the umbrella block. Okay? Again, if my partner would come over here, this is the umbrella. Okay? The umbrella, you really are hitting the hand and then going over the head and then striking the choice of target that you desire. Okay? Remember again, this could be an axe, this could be a sword. Okay? The follow-up, for instance, if I did an inside deflection, my follow-up could be horizontal with tick. Okay? My follow-up can be diagonal with tick. Okay? My follow-up can be the downward figure eight. My follow-up can be the upward figure eight. These are the various follow-up. Or you can combine. You can start off with an upward figure eight and go in the abanico with tick in slow motion, and then end up with the redondo and what we refer to as the Watik series. Okay? So all these take the play. Beside hitting, there are various different disarms. There are so many that I probably couldn't put it on a tape right now. That is what we refer to as the divine disarm. Okay? All right? Those are the hits. I'll repeat again. The divine disarm means that you can hit the rib cage, hit the nose, and peel it, using this as a fulcrum and then peeling it out. Okay? Again, divine disarm is here. Okay? All right? Then you have a snake disarm. The snake disarm can be stripped on the backhand position like this. Okay? I'm going to repeat again. The snake disarm, hitting the nerve over here, and then pulling it out like this. Okay? However, when you snake, you can also pull it out with what we refer to as a wing position. This is the wing position here. Okay? Or else, you can go all the way through the body, hit the hand, hit the leg, abanico, and then strip it here. For training purpose, once we come through, we really hit here. But in training, we do not want to do this. We do not want to hit the head. We hit it here for training. Okay? So those are various ways you disarm. There are four major sections in the eskrima. 1, 2, 3, 4. The minor sectors are 5 and 6. The sectors are necessary for disarming. So as if you land in sector 1, you can strip it out. Okay? If you land in sector 1, your disarm goes here and strips. In reality, there are many hits, right? That could be 1, noticing the punyo where it's hitting, and 2, it's hitting again the rib cage. Okay? You can also disarm by moving into sector 2, which is this sector here. Notice the hit is here, notice the hit is here, and that is ejection into the face once you do it. Okay, I'm going to repeat that one again. Okay? Then when you land in sector 2, your hand goes in here, you punyo it once, you switch it to here, and it will be eject out into your opponent's head. But for training right now, we won't do that. Okay? Also, when you go here, this is what they call a quick release. Right? On demonstration, most people won't understand this because it's not spectacular enough. Okay? Now we move to what we refer to sector 1, sector 2, sector 3. When you land in sector 3, we use this mainly for switching. We can again go into what we call the snake. Okay? I'm going to repeat that again. When you land in this sector here, you switch and you hit the head, bringing it down here, automatically hitting the hand over here, and then stripping. Okay? All right? Again, one more time. When you land in sector 3, you come over here, you hit the head, you come over here, and you snake. Okay? Again, if you land in sector 3, but because the energy is different here, sometimes you pull underneath and eject the stick in this manner. Okay? Again, I'd like to repeat that again. All right? When you go here again, you hit the head, you pull on the bottom, and the weapon. Okay. All right? However, sometimes, because in the crash of your opponent, the stick is facing down, the palms are facing down, you will eject, and at the same time you eject, this will hit the head. Notice in training I go out here, but in reality it would hit the head simultaneously. Okay? So in this motion again, when we switch, it's down. Okay? However, sometimes when we eject the stick and it comes this far, it is ejected going in that direction. Okay? I'm going to repeat that again, slow motion. When you hit again, that hits the head, you shift it here, and that's ejected out here. As it ejected, the body is hit, and you flare with the different types of strikes that you have. Sometimes, because of the motion that you have, you are going to grab it here. Notice where the hit would be. Notice where my left thigh would then eject it. It does not always have to be with the left thigh on the disarming when you hit. It can be done with the foot. This is the reason why the sectors are necessary, because when you crash, okay, if you switch and you go here in this manner, at the same time that you cut it with the stick, it can also go into this solar plex. From here, you are capable to go into any type of locking position, kneeing position, or going into various different types of throws. Okay? Every angle, every sector, like this sector here, can be stripped here. Okay, I'm going to do that in slow motion again. Okay? And when you crash and your hand lands here, see the elbow here, and see the strike to the leg as you come out. Okay? Right? So again, if your hand is not in sector 4, it has to be usually in sector 5. That is bent, and the stick flies into your opponent's face as you fly it into the face. Okay? Repeat it again. So that when you're here in sector 5, it's ejected in the face, and the stick will also go with the puño. Okay? Sector 6 is used at the puño. Notice that that's 1, that's 2, that's 3, that's 4, that's 5, and this is sector 6. When you're in sector 6, you can hit it this way, and you can eject it with your thigh. Okay? Those are the common disarms that you might use. Again, if there is no puño, though, there will not be a sector 6. See, there's nothing to grab. Then you go back into sector 1. In Kali, they teach us that when a disarm fails, we hit. We hit. And if this one fails, we switch to the next one. Okay? So every disarm has a counterbalance. That would be 1, this will be 2, this will be 3, and this will be 4. So when a disarm fails, such as this, we can move to this. If that fails, we can move to this. If that fails, we can move to this, and so forth. Okay? Okay, it is important to realize that the disarm, you have to feel it. Okay, again, we have what we call reaction drills. So not always do we disarm from here and then hit. So we're going to do right now, do the 2 steps. We're going to go roof block, and that's your inside deflection, and it's snake from that position, and it's taken out. Okay, look at that again. That's a roof block, inside deflection, and a snake as you come out. Okay? Then we go to 3 steps sombrada. That's a roof block, your inside deflection, and that's your drop stick deflection, and you take it out here. Okay, slow motion again. 3 motion, 1, 2, 3. In reality, it is never set. But for training, we like to just flow, because the flow is necessary to get this out. Okay, once that is established, we go into simple sombrada, okay, which is 3 steps simple sombrada. It's counter for counter. Nothing in Kali is set. Everything is freelance. But in the beginning, you have to build up your, what we refer to as different lines of attack. Then you learn to recognize where you would take it out. For instance, if we're in sombrada and I see it here, I have to recognize it. Okay? There is what we refer to as counter for counter in every motion. Okay? Okay, to complete a very simple sombrada, we're going to go very slow here. Okay? But I can hit any place. In other words, when she does a roof block, I can return this angle. When I do a roof block, I can return this angle. Okay? When she does a roof block, I can return the 3 angle. Actually, you can go any place. But for the beginners, this is not a set pattern because it can change at any time. We go into sombrada. That is a roof block. That is an inside deflection. This is the drop stick deflection. This is a low wing. This is a shield deflection, and that's a roof block. And repeat that again. Inside deflection, drop stick deflection, rook block, inside deflection, low wing, shield, rook block. So it might go something like that. We're going to just sort of flow with it right now, and let's pick up. Very basic flow. You pick up your speed as you're going. Okay, we're going to slow it down again. Notice that when I did the rook block and I went inside deflection, I did the drop stick. At the shield position here, I'm going to hit over here. She has to go outside deflection, which will now put me into puño sombrado range. That's when you use the puño. She can trap it. She tries to push it forward, and this is hit. Okay, so if she hit again, she's going to come in, and it's going to hit over here. Okay, if I feel the energy at this point, I raise it. Okay, when I raise it, I have a choice to hit the hand or block. So when I bring it down, I hit the head, I hit the hand, and I eject the weapon. Okay, we learn this because at every point that we stop, there is a disarm. Okay, that would be one. For every point that we stop on a puño sombrado, okay, there could be a possibility of a throw. That would be a throw. And a disarm. Okay? All right? It is very important to realize that once you disarm the person, this would be a snake disarm, there is a possibility of different counters. So in slow motion, I like this for the viewing of the people of the tape. Notice where I stop it. Notice that my elbow will hit the hand, or my knee will hit the hand, dislodging the weapon. At this time, I can hit with my fist here. I have the choice now to use my knee, to kick, okay, to use my elbow, and go into a lock or throw on the ground, and throwing in that direction. There are many choices that you have because there are so many different possibilities. If she were to snake at this position, and my hand reaches in here, I might just use my elbow to the jaw. Notice where my left knee is located. At this point now, I can use this throw, or if I didn't want that throw, I would pick up the other hand here and go into the opposite throw. Okay? These are the different possibilities that you have in stick. There are much more things that you can do, but for the purpose of this stick, as we said before, the puño sombrado, I'll move my training partner here. Notice where the hit would be. Notice where I pick up the choke, and this would be the bar. Okay? This stick would be gone here because you're hitting the hand. This would definitely do something to the computer center, and you would go to this one. However, there are many different types of throws that you have at that point. Notice how I put it across my neck, and I can break from here and pushing the leg down here and going to the various different lock. Okay? These are all the different possibilities that you have in stick fighting. The most important thing to remember in stick fighting is that the stick is just one of the weapons because she could possibly punch. Automatically, you still have to counter it here and possibly going into a throw here. This is called siniwali or a double baston or a double stick, or it could be double sword or double axe. Or it could be sword and shield method. I'm going to go through some basic coordination exercise, and then after they learn the coordination exercise, they move it into sparring. Okay? The first drill that we have is what we call a bisidario 6 count. That means you make an inward, you make a low backhand, you make a high backhand. Inward, low backhand, high backhand. Inward, low backhand, high backhand. Inward, low backhand, high backhand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When you make the inward, this stick is chambered over here. You make a low backhand, high backhand. At that point, so you might try to hit the hand here, or you might try to hit the head. They'll have to come around with the other stick and go down. Okay? That's a bisidario 6 count. Very basic drill, basic coordination, developing both right side and left side. Then you have what is referred to as the bisidario 8 count, which means you make an inward, you make a low backhand, you make an inward, you make a low backhand, you make an inward, you make a high backhand, you make an inward, you make a high backhand. Inward, low backhand, inward, low backhand, inward, high backhand, inward, high backhand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's usually the 2 beginning drills that we have. Then you have the 6 count family. Within the 6 count family, you have 54 variables. Obviously, you couldn't put it on tape. And from those 64 variables, we have a total of 512 on the basic program. It is not necessary that you learn every siniwali drill. Most systems say there's only 3 siniwali drills, but they're incorrect. Okay? Once you understand all the different permutations, there are many blows. Okay? So we start now what we call the heaven six. The heaven six is nothing but inward, high backhand, high backhand. Inward, high backhand, high backhand. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And all these, they can be done from a squatting position. Okay? The squatting position is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If they can be done from the squatting position, they can be done in a lying down position. Okay? Your right side of the body can be facing this way, and it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? Those are different variations. If you learn it stationary, then obviously you should be able to learn it circling to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3. If you circle to the right, then obviously you have to learn how to circle to the left. Both people can kneel. When you spar, you're really not thinking of the combination that comes out. Then we have a standard six, which is an inward, low backhand, high backhand. Inward, low backhand, high backhand. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we have what is called the earth six. Usually, when a man is coming up the hill or you have higher elevation, one man is higher, one man is lower. So the earth six goes inward, low backhand, low backhand. 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 And so on. Then you have what we call the abanico using as a kind of a lead-in. So it goes like that. 1, 2, 3, backhand, backhand. 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 Then you have what is called the diagonal tick, which goes 1, 2, 3, backhand, backhand. 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 Okay? These are the various different blows you might. You can lead off into your basic six, which is this, with the use of forete, with the use of redondo twice or 3 times, okay, or down here and come back, and then go into your heaven six pattern. So there are many different variations on the stick. I can thrust with this. I can even have my stick in reverse position like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are all different variations. Then we just put the arm around the people and let them go to it. That's basically what we use in Siniwali or double stick fighting or double sword fighting or sword and shield method. Okay? So this next section is what we call long and short, or what we call espadadago or lisiparao. And it's taught in many different ways, and there's so many different styles. So what I'm going to do is just sort of give you an overview. Okay? You basically have, again, 2 ranges. You have the long range and you have the close quarter. Okay? So one of the first drills we start off to get the coordination is what we call a 4 count, and I'll explain this. Okay? You make an inward, okay, and you make a thrust, and you make a backhand, and you make the palm up thrust. I'm going to repeat that again. Inward, thrust, backhand, palm up thrust. This is the coordination exercise again. Inward, thrust, backhand, thrust. Okay? So when you do it as a drill, it goes inward, step in, thrust, backhand, palm up thrust. Slow motion again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Meaning to say that when you hit over here, that's going to strike, and that's going to hit, and that's going to hit. Because the stick will fly out on the first hit, the thrust will be here, and you'll be in. Okay? That is a 4 count. Then you have the 5 count, which means that you make an inward, and you make the backhand, and you make a thrust, and you make a backhand, and the palm up thrust. Again, inward, backhand, thrust, backhand, palm up thrust. Okay, in slow motion, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Meaning to say that you would hit the hand on the first shot, hit the hand, the diagonal hand, the second shot, and come in and go into that position. Okay? Then you have what is we commonly call the backhand drill with the Odabe style, which we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Look at it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again, these are coordination exercises. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Reality, it goes 1, okay? 2 is here, 3 is here, and the 4 is here, and back up. And then the finishing blow would be here. Okay. Once you accomplish, there are the coordination exercise. Once you accomplish this, then you go into the blocking system. Blocking and striking. I'll put my opponent this way over here so you can see. Okay. So when you strike over here, notice where the hit is. Your stick could either be pointed down, or your stick will be pointed up. If the blow is delivered here, that is actually going to strike here. Usually we strike the nerve here, we hit the forearm, we hit the bicep, or we hit the face. Okay, but when we train, we work on the dagger itself. Notice the thrust would already be there. Slow motion again. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's in already. Slow motion again. 1, 2. The strike will really be here, and this would be on the hand and in here. At that time, the hand will usually retract in. Okay, so you would finish the exercise like that. 1, 2, and in. Okay. Now, for training purposes, when you go 1, 2, and you strike with the thrust, the dagger can come underneath, and you go into your first basic 4 count that you learned as a beginner. Okay? Look at it again, slow motion. Okay? If I strike in here, I strike up, I strike. Okay? I come underneath, okay, I hit the head, I cover the line, I come into your basic 4 count like this. Okay? The same technique now, when it's delivered high, sometimes we parry with the dagger and we hit. But we come over, and as we do, we take the neck, and we go to the rib cage or into the solar plex, and deliver the 4 count again. Okay, look at it again for the basics. Okay, when you're hit over here, the doubling of the stick goes here, the hand goes over, you thrust into the midsection, and complete to your 4 count drill like this. Okay, when the blow is delivered at the low line, this is at middle range now. See, sometimes the dagger comes over and you hit it, and you hit over here, and you continue your flow here. The thing that you want to remember though, that when the dagger goes first, you scoop it and you hit. Notice where your stick is at all time, because in case that thing is not disarmed, you will come over here and take it out again and disarm the opponent. That would be one of the throws that you use. Okay? Okay, I'm going to repeat that again. Now sometimes when the dagger is delivered low, instead of using your dagger like this, you will come and use your stick. When the stick hits the nerve on the thing, the dagger will probably be dropped. At that time you insert the dagger here and you continue the flow. Okay? It's important in case you do not hit the hand and you use the stick here, that you monitor that stick at all times over here. And the slash will be on the neck, and the hand will be delivered here. Okay? I'm going to repeat that again. So notice where you would really do it. In your first motion, you either hit the hand, we take a splinter out of the vein like this, or the shot is here like this, simultaneous hit and block, and sometimes the forearm hits first, and you thrust. Notice where the strip is, and notice how I monitor the hand at all times there. In case the hit was there, the shot is delivered here, slash here, the thrust will be here, take out, and continue the same flow. Okay? Right, so there are many different variations that you have at middle range. One of the variations, again, if the dagger is delivered low and you thrust, this would end it. This hit would be here, and the hand is locked up, notice in slow motion, where you would hand lock. And this would be knee, or you can go into the throwing position in that manner. Okay? All right. Now, in capturing, we can capture the stick in the first motion. And when it's delivered, you thrust and take it out. Okay? However, if you don't want to do that, and sometimes you fail to thrust here, and you circle the arm counterclockwise, the dagger comes in, and one scoop is delivered here. Notice where the dagger is, it's raised up here. Because during the Spanish time, sometimes this is the only place where the opening in the armor is located. Okay, in slow motion, then I go counterclockwise, flip up, clockwise, and you go direct into it. Other times, when you snake the position here, notice where the hand is. Sometimes the dagger is delivered high. So you scoop with the left hand like this. The same principle is locked here, and you go here. Okay? Again, if you snake over here, and you cannot go this way, like this, like we did that time, then you will reverse it and snake, and catch it coming on this side, and you're here. Notice the lock position. Notice where the throw would be at that time. When the strike is delivered, you have your option of holding the dagger up, or you have the option of holding the dagger down. So that if you were to hit here, and you snaked, okay, and the dagger came at that point, notice where the dagger would come out. Notice that I can put the stick underneath, or I can put the stick on top, and I would make my throw at that position. Okay? That's very important. Okay. Now, if you want to get rid of it right away, notice where the hit would be. That's the ejection, and the strike would be automatically, right? And we can put the stick up here, not necessarily always down over here. Okay? I'm going to repeat that section again. So when you make your switch and you make your hit here, there is a shot quickly into underneath the armpit. The ejection hand is here. The stick hand comes out. Notice where the stick hits. The thrusting motion is here, and the strip will be here. Okay? Okay. So at this point, you have your option sometimes. When the stick hits and strikes the hit, I have an option of stripping here. So if the dagger came low again, I block and hit. At that point, notice where the hit would be, and the throw will be in that direction. There are many different things that you can use. Okay? A lot of times, when you come over here, and the dagger is delivered low, notice where the thrust would be. That would usually end the contest, see? At that point, notice where you would hammer the nerve on the wrist, and you come to the squat position, and you would pull Q through. However, you have to watch out because this could be countered. That's a punch. See? That is a strip, and it's delivered here. If you don't hold that hand, there's a possibility you can come here. That's what you have to watch out. And then when they strike, you have to be careful because the knife can come over here. Okay? These are the different possibilities that can happen. So again, like this, to bring it out, that when you do any type of technique in Kali, there are numerous disarms that can be applied. In slow motion again, that's the first hit. Notice where the dagger would be in. That's your strip. At that point, if she doesn't hold my hand here, see, I can still go like this, which gives you into the empty hand position, okay, for different types of throws that you might go into, okay? Also, at this point over here, I'd just like to go some of the classic type of techniques they teach, all right? Notice when the strike is delivered here, you have 2, and it's hit. Again, slow motion. 1 is hit here, and the head is hit here. And then we strip the stick over here, and we follow up with the strikes. However, sometimes when we're here, the stick does not come out. So the dagger comes high. We capture the dagger here by placing the hand position. We can deliver here, and we deliver here, and we can strip the baton or the dagger here as we take the throw and throw the opponent on that manner. Okay. Okay. And once more. Okay. In the position over here, if I were to hit this, and once I got in this position, some of the reversals taught is the reversal where they slam down like this, and that is delivered into the armpit, and she would have a very easy time taking that one out and stripping it. And then she would have the option of taking the throw of the opponent. Okay? So these are different areas. Now, in combat, when you switch, and you switch it over and you fail to hit the head, and the dagger comes over, you would land here. Okay? Look at it again, slow motion. So it goes 1, okay? 2, you hit the head, and thrust. Okay? To counter that, she would deliver to me. Okay? And at that point, here, when she sees my dagger, she will hit my hand twice. Notice that again in slow motion. When she comes over again, all right, she hits my dagger hand, she hits my stick hand. So it would be something like that. And then she will go into the 4 count, which you learn as a beginner. Okay? I'm going to repeat that one more time. Okay? So, in the event that I switch and the dagger comes here, she hits my dagger hand first, bang. She hits my stick hand first. And that should be the finishing movement of the technique. However, it has happened when 2 people are very efficient that the flow might continue and she hits 1, 2, and then I deliver again. See? 1, 2. And then she delivers to me. See? 1, 1, 2. Okay, everything that we learn now has to go into flow position. Okay, we're going to slow down the flow because if we go fast, you won't understand what we're doing. Notice what happens on the switch. See? I capture, she hits, he hits, I might strike again. The series might become again and continue the flow. I come back out. At this point, you notice here that I might come in here. Okay? I might come in here, which gives me right back to the techniques we were just demonstrating. Okay? So from the flow of a regular sombrata, we were flowing like this in a regular sombrata, you have to be able to feel the motion, win a motion. In the drill, there is no set pattern or 2-man sets. See? That is automatically moving you into the different lines of attack. See? I'm going to throw up again. Notice it again. See? And it comes down again. We are over here into the pull cue that you learned. So basically, This is what we call espada daga. It can be delivered from this range here when we're sparring, okay? Until we get into this range here in sombrado range. Okay? And we just recognize when we go into that and when we don't go into it, okay? This could be the throw here if you wanted to throw, okay? There are many systems in the Philippines in knife fighting. You have double dagger system and you have single dagger system. And most of the Filipinos probably don't agree on the knife fighting. And it's just like formations in American football. Each coach has his, or each trainer has his own way of doing things. But basically, if I use Western terms, this is the hammer position or the saber position, depending on how you want to hold your dagger. And there are many different characteristics. This is what we call earth position, or we call ice pick in the Western world, or bakal in the Filipino dialect. Okay, this is referred to as dungab. Okay, but basically, you have slashes. Okay, that's a slash, following diagonal line. Okay, slashes following diagonal line, horizontal slashes. Okay, you have a slash that hacks. Okay, we would tick it. That's what we refer to as would tick. When we just slash. Then we have a full slash when we, or if you're using stick, we call it lob tick. Okay? Then you have thrusts, and the thrust motion can be in various different lines. Okay? Then you use the butt of the weapon. If the butt of the weapon, it automatically turns into thrust or a slash. And then we have sungket, which means to tear in various different lines. Those are the categories in knife fighting that you use. Okay? Now, what I'm going to do right now is just show you some of the basics that we have, okay? So again, this is usually slashing 1, 2, 3, 4, and we end this one with thrust. Again, that's a slash, slash. I'm going wide. A lot of time a knife fighter would not go this wide, slash, and then thrust. Slash, 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 thrust. The thrust can be delivered up, which seems to be the hardest blow to counter. And of course, we have the high thrust here, a hooking thrust. We have a hooking thrust here. We have a hooking thrust here. We have a hooking thrust. And then we have the straight thrust. Those are your basics that we use at the beginning. There are others, some very, very, as they say, very secret in many systems. But those are the basics that you will find normally in any different Filipino martial art of fighting. The fighting with a dagger is the backbone of the Filipino martial art. Stick and dagger, or sword and dagger, or sword and shield, or dagger and empty hands. Even all the basic empty hands in Kali come from the movement of the dagger. Okay? So at this point right now, I'd like to just go through the basic slashes again. You have the slash, the slash, the slash, the slash, and the thrust. The thrust is again hook thrust, hook thrust, hook thrust, hook thrust, hook thrust. At that point, we would do the same thing when the grip is held in reverse position. Okay? Now the thrust is the thrusts, and the thrusts, and the thrusts, and the thrusts. Okay? Following the 8 angles of attack, okay, or the 12 numerals on the clock, okay. You have a thrust that goes all the way from clock position, and one that goes all the way up and all the way down here, okay. But to keep it simplified for the viewers of this tape, I'm going to modify it a little bit and teach you some of the exercise. At that point, after we learn to understand that you can go from slash to thrust, or from thrust to slash, or from slash, slash, or from slash to thrust, or from thrust to slash, then what I do is I just spar my people. They learn to spar at this range, different lines of attack, okay? And then I teach them close quarter. Now I'm going to go into the close quarter basics. Okay, the name of this exercise is called panastas, which means to tabon o panastas, which means to cover and slash. So in the drill, she's really going to cover here and slash, and she inserts. But for the training, you will tap the motion here and it should come out. Then you deliver down here, tap the motion, come out. Deliver over here, tap the motion, come out. Notice this is getting coordination here so that you can get the various different lines of attack and you're flowing back this way and back this way. Okay? Okay, so we're going to slow it down here a little bit again. Okay? If I attack here and I thrust, I catch, her takedown will be right here. Notice how the knife comes in, both knives come in. One is into the armpit, one is right below the rib cage, okay? Now if I deliver the hooking thrust here, she'll do the same thing on that particular series, okay? A couple of things, notice where the foot is located, notice it's into the armpit, and this is right below the rib cage, right? If I deliver here, the slash is here, the hand will be here, hit, and insert it again, okay? Now, at this point, if I attack here and I fake that shot, you have already programmed that person to that shot, okay? In the event that I fake at that side and I go here, you again bring it in and thrust, okay? If I fake here and move to that line, notice what this would hit me back like this as you come in and thrust, okay? Now, it's very important. Now, this is the principle here, is to cover, and if you fake it, and slash, and then to return it back to the center. Now, you can return it back to the center if you use the high lockup. So if I go here, notice where that would push me back. This would rank down. She would lower her weight down so that I will sink. You can put the knife here if you want. You can put the knife here if you want. And this would be the elbow, and this would be the knee. At that time, she would probably turn her body and go all the way down to the position and control. This knee would be on my neck, and this would control, and you can go into a bargaining position. Okay? Okay, so for the purpose of the tape, she won't throw me, but I will show you the drill. Okay? So when you slash and you lock it up over here, again, you're hit, okay, with the elbow of knife. And if I deliver to the low line, the series will be the same at that point. Okay? In here, in here, in here. Okay? And if I deliver here again, the same series would work, and would be in, thrust, thrust. Okay, this is very important also. In this particular drill, if she slashes, there will probably be a reaction back. If she slashes, there'll be a reaction here. At that time, you would probably come back. So if they came back, it will either have to be at the low line, which she can take out also, or it will be at the high line, and where she could take it out also. Okay? All right, so the drills are made from flow. We teach the flow because flow teaches reaction. So we have reaction drills and flow drills, so that it's not a single straight thrust or a single, we work in flow. So in case that she misses here, she knows. If she misses here, she comes, and then she has to find it at the position, see? Right? This is very important. So that is the first principle of what we call panastas. It doesn't matter if her knife is held this way. Her knife can be held like that. So if I came with that, she would just slash me. If I got the cut here, I'd probably, my next had to be a thrust. All right? Notice that one knife is up, one knife is on the bottom. Okay? In the Philippines, they've taken the knife system to a very high science. Okay? So whether I slash her, she will slash me. And if I come back here with a slash or thrust, she will still capture the knife and bring it back. Okay? And again, it is the same principle. If I came here, she would slash me. I will go up here, and then we'll come back into the opponent. Okay? That is under the principle of what we call panastas. Now we have the principle of what we call palasut. Palasut, you have three targets basically. If I thrust or if I slash, she will scoop and go into my kidney. Look at it again. Scoop and return to kidney. Okay? Again, she can return to the throat region, up here. Return to the throat region. Okay? Returning to the throat region. This is the exercise. And then she would go overhead into the collarbone, which is your nearest target. Okay. As a drill, when it is scooped and is delivered to the kidney, sometimes the right hand catches it and delivers up here, see? And that's delivered back here. Okay, look at it again for practical purpose. You scoop it, you go to the kidney. My right hand takes it. Now notice how I scoop it out of the way so it doesn't go back. At that time, I might deliver to the low line. She scoops, goes to the kidney. I use my right hand to block, come back out here and bring it down. Then I give it a deliver here, we drop out here, and we continue our flow. Okay? Now, the position over here is very important. But sometimes when she scoops it, my right hand is pushed out of the way so that I cannot use my right hand to block. So when she delivers, I have to use my left hand, and then we continue the flow here. Okay? Again, notice again, my left hand is used. At any part of the drill, I can disarm, or she can disarm. Notice that she's moving this way and around the camera over here for the purposes of zoning away from my left hand. Because if she does the drill here, she is in room for my left cross or my left elbow, horizontally wise, and for my knee. So what she is doing now is zoning away to get away from that cross so that it gives her more time. Okay, because if I punch over here, see, she just takes it out, see? That'll be the hand cut, and she'd go in the locking position, okay, into the elbow break, or into the other areas of locking, okay. So in slow motion again, we're going to go through this flow drill. It is the flow drill, and notice again, slow, okay, very slow. Just getting the mechanics down, moving out, and continuing the flow, and following the flow back. Okay. There are other motions that you would do here, but that's your basic flow. Notice that when I come up here, I have a disarm also, because right now people say you get cut. But see the twisting of the motion here? That gives you the motion here, and that gives you the strip over here. Okay? Right, so these are the basic knife drills. If she hooks it here, and sometimes I delay her knife, and she has to pick it up with her left hand, notice. Notice where she would insert the knife here. It's right over here. She turns her body and twists, dropping her weight to get the force, and the motion will be here. This hand knife is cut or stripped at that portion. She has to monitor my kick out here, okay, so that I can't kick. And if I were to kick for this side here, the kick is still here, and this would actually go to my groin or into my inner thigh, which she will not do at this time. Okay? Okay, now at this point over here, if you scoop it, okay, and she delivers up here, right? Notice where the stripping of the weapon would be. Okay? Notice the cut here in the finger or on the wrist, and again she can complete the same throw, turning it over here and hit. We train them to put the knife on the throat rather than inserting it into the throat. Okay? So this is just the training method, so to bargain the position. And in reality, she'd really shove her knee down here, so I am pinned and won't be able to do anything. Okay? So this point over here is very, very important. Okay? If I scoop over here, and if she scoops over here, and she picks it up with her left hand, I might punch. She has a choice now of circling the hand. See how she circles the hand? And notice the control over here. See, the knife, when she turns her body and throws me, the knife is plunging over here, and this arm is braced, and this thing's into my midsection, keeping it very firm. Okay? All right, there are counters to everything, but right now this is the very, very basic program. Okay? In slow motion now, sometimes when the knife is delivered, you can meet it what we call panastas. So in other words, you have the ability to scoop it out of the way, block on the arm itself with the blade, whether the blade is held this way or whether it's held this way, or you have evasion, okay, and sidestepping. Okay, these are the various basic you have. If you meet it with the what we call sagang, the blade is here. Notice where I eject it into the person or eject it out in slow motion. Okay, I'm going to do that again. Okay, so when you live here, notice that at all times, see that the knife is here, but when I come back, the knife will be out. If my knife is held this way with the point up, and I do have it down here, the knife is out. Okay, in slow motion again. Right? My right hand touches it with my forearm. See, but it's out. One cut. And in the position here, I have my choice of doing different variations. Okay? Right, in slow motion again, one. See? Two is delivered right here in one slow motion. I would if I wanted to control, I would go here and control with the knife. Okay? These are the various different variations. Okay? The same principle on knife is that if it's delivered with either the right hand or it is delivered with the left hand. Notice how I come out. Notice where my hand position would be with strips of knife. Okay, in slow motion again. Okay. If the knife is here, I have my choice of slashing. I have my choice by putting the thumb here. Notice the ejection, how it comes out. Notice how every time I control the body motion here so that I am in control at all times. Okay. Okay. In the motion over here, if you were to use the knife portion this way, okay, you have your choice. See? So you have this block, now we go to this one. Notice how you shock the system here. When you shock the system here, you turn the knife here on the elbow joint and move into the lock. However, if your knife is underneath the arm, you come underneath here and you turn the knife. Okay? The same principle that you use for this one can be applied when this hand is used. See? Okay, in slow motion again. Sometimes my left hand picks it up, right? Right. Sometimes my right hand picks it up in this manner. Okay? Again, you have the underlock position like that, and the knee position, it moves up. Okay? These are different variations that you would use in the knife fighting aspect of Kali. Okay?